What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. I'm at the airport, just gonna shoot from the hip on this one and see how it goes. You know, we've got some noises and distractions, so just don't mind that if you hear that. It's what we get when we're in transit, you know. Here we are on the 14th of April right now. 85K is the current price. We have about 4 hours, 41 minutes left in this day. Just started a fresh new week. We got about 6 days and 5 hours left in this week. Up already. And we haven't seen any downside really, have we? Not really. We don't even have a wick at all on this week. So a little curious to see how this week plays out. I wouldn't be surprised if we came down a little bit, but at the current moment, just looking at the way that the daily RSI looks, it looks as though we want to continue growing from here. We've broken out of the, and that's a little bit surprising to me because normally, just the way that I am, so I'm kind of superstitious with this stuff. Whenever it comes to the weekly time frames moving up, normally you get a wick on the downside if you're going to move up, but sometimes you don't. There's times where you don't, or you get a very small wick if anything. So I mean, it can happen. It's just normally to move up, you got to move down first, right? Convince people, psych people out, and then get that momentum going the other direction to really push things through. But I don't know. Again, that's more of a superstition, not an exact science. Anyways, looking at the daily RSI, looking at this here, breaking above the downtrend that we had, forming a new uptrend. We've got higher lows, higher highs even. We're hanging out at this area, forming kind of a flat top with these higher lows coming into it, bouncing off the oversold zone instead of getting into it like we were expected to. This is a very strong setup to be in, especially coming off of this double bottom bullish engulfing candle high volume low that we had. If we're zooming out to the weekly time frame, I think this really is the kind of main course of information, is that the weekly RSI is at this same area, same area that it's been at the last 3 times now, I guess, 1, 2, 3, this would be 3 times, that we found low points, or points that we're about to move up throughout this bull cycle, right? Here back in August, September of 2023, we had a low, we moved up, saw a nice move up. Here back in August, September 2024, we moved up, and here we are, not August or September, it's April, but we definitely look like we're poised to move up. The last couple of moves, let's see, from a relative low to a relative high, that was about an 81% move. This one, not from the low itself, but when the RSI really started to tear away, so from this low to this high, that's about a 106% move, 90% move, whatever you want to say, but very eruptive moves in a very, very short amount of time for Bitcoin here. I do assume that the weeks like this, the months like this to come, are going to be phenomenal, and we're going to see some growth that takes us probably, I mean, we're at about 85K. I think we're going to go all the way up to at least probably 150K, if not 170K or higher. My personal call, my expectation is $170,000 to $180,000 by the end of June, and we're at 85,000 now. The expectation by the end of the month of April would be toward maybe even above 111K, something around there, something right at our all-time highs, but just above is what we're looking for. Once we get that, that'll validate some continuation going into May and June, and we got a lot of positive things coming up over the coming months, you guys. And over the coming month of May specifically, Fed is presumed to drop interest rates. Federal Reserve interest rates are supposed to come down. Quantitative easing might come in. We'll start to see things potentially level out with this whole economic tariff war debacle, and I think May is really in good shape to do pretty damn well for the crypto markets. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I want to keep this one brief and short, but just talking about the overall game plan. Right now we're at 85K. The expectation by the end of the month is 111K. The expectation by the end of this move, by the end of June, is about 200,000 to 160,000, somewhere in that zone. Likely around 170 to 180 is my guess. However long it takes, right? Whenever, I mean, it could be later than the end of June if we don't start moving soon. We need, it's going to take the same amount of time, no matter whenever the move starts, right? The move is going to be like this long. It's going to be an explosive move up, but if we don't start until like a month later from now, then these targets get pushed back, right? It's the same move, but it gets pushed back. So once we get going, and I think that we have got going, we'll probably have a 2 to 3 month window where we're just moving up essentially with very, very minimal stops. And to validate that, what we want to see is a price that closes on a daily basis above about $88,000. When we do that, we validated this as a low, and we're looking to go higher, essentially, right? You want to be super valid. You want to be a very stubborn bear, and you want to stick with the raw data as conclusive as it can be. I would say then that 96,500 is that end all be all price for the bulls. But once you get up here, once you get above this breakout point from this overall multi-month consolidation phase. When you get back above there, there's no denying it. We're on our way to new all-time highs. And again, I think that the effort that's going to be put into this will be very similar to the last couple of moves that we've seen, but it's going to be bigger. I think it's going to be the biggest. After all, as the cycle goes on, historically speaking, the moves only get bigger. They don't get smaller as the cycle goes on. So I think we're in a time of despair. I think we're in a time of accumulation, and that is a ripe formula for seeing some dramatic movements to the upside over the coming weeks, over the coming months. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.